morning, teachers. Morning. Praise God. I'm here to cover law. That's what I'm studying. I'm a student studying law. Don't be fooled by my very soon. It's not, I didn't know what to do at the age of 20. I asked my dad, oh, what should I do? So, even if we're sitting here listening to what you do, that's fine. Just continue to ask God to Holy Spirit, show me where you want to be. That's something I was really something that I take upon myself. So I'm in my second law, and I would say law is a wide subject to study. I think people believe that law is hard, a lot of research, a lot of memory, but that's not the case. As children of God, we understand that everything consists of hard work. When I was in secondary school, I was studying English literature, English language, maths, and business studies. Because at that time we never had law as a GCSE. So if any one of you that have law in secondary school and GCSE unit, I would highly advise you to take it as a course because you need to understand and get around to the foundations of the concept of law. So there isn't specific cases I can actually talk about with law. But I can say everything we do in this world, everything is governed by law. Law are rules and regulations that you must stand by. For example, when you're at home, you have rules at home. Your mom says, be home at a certain time. If you're not at home, you're going to face the consequences. Especially with me, I used to break the rules a lot. But thank God for Jesus and for my mom and dad that stood by me and was there for me. So, in terms of if you're at a workplace, you sleep. That's called negligence. It's called law. When you want to buy a property, that's called land law. When someone attacks somebody, an individual robbery takes place, that's what we call that goes under criminal law. Law is really important because the majority of the players out there, Barack Obama, Abraham Lincoln, William Wilberforce, Mahatma Gandhi, all of them are all lawyers. You need to understand that as believers, we look into the Bible, which is what? The book of law. In this world, everything we do is governed by law. As you are part of the European Union, it goes under the EU law. You see, there's a certain area where you can't pass that area, that goes under international law. So, how many years will it take for you to study law? I'm in my undergraduate course, which takes 3 years. From there, it's really up to you if you want to be a barrister or if you're a solicitor. The difference between the two, a barrister is instructed by the solicitor. They are the ones that are advocates that appear in court. The solicitors, unless they have an advocate certificate, can appear in court. Barristers usually work in the chambers, the Inns Court, Middle Temple, Inner Temple. That one you takes another legal path. Me myself, I want to be a lawyer and I want to specialize in international law. So if you want to be a solicitor, the solicitor instructs the barrister that they usually go to the court and present their case. And the solicitor usually appears in lower courts. Another question is, what are the other options for areas you can work with your degree? Law is essential. I believe everyone is law. Even if you don't want to be a lawyer or if you want to be a barrister, it gives you the analytical mindset. It makes you think on your feet. You look at certain cases and you think beyond. Like when I was young, I used to watch TV and I would see someone that murdered someone. I'd be like to my mom, I don't understand. All the evidence is stacked up against this person. So they should be guilty. But in the eyes of law, there's certain laws that, can I say it? That don't exempt you or that it covers you. So someone who won't commit a crime, yeah, they can go scot-free. That's another thing. Because a lot of people think that if you do law, that means you have to be a liar. That's not the case at all. I say that, oh God, I want to be a person that stands by integrity. It all depends on yourself, really. As a student, because yeah, I'm not a lawyer yet, but as a student, it's going to be hard work. When I say hard work, I don't mean to stop you, I don't mean to make you threatened in any way. It's just an arduous work. Something is consistently research. Like, I'm always watching news, I'm always reading newspapers. I'm not talking about lecture, I'm talking about evening standards. Majority of the newspapers that have a lot of information. Because as a lawyer, you need to be consistent with your law. You need to understand what you are doing. If I can name three key things I like most about my career, to me, it's always been a lifelong dream, it's always been a lifelong passion. I've always said to myself that when I see people being dealt with a bad hand, I always say to my mom, I want to be that change. I want to be that person that can stand up for me. I always want to be a voice to the voiceless. So that is my satisfaction, just me having that satisfaction of helping somebody else, helping my brother, or helping my sister, or helping anything that comes to me. Also, the skills that you acquire from studying law is being able to stand and talk to people, address people in certain ways, in certain manners. When you go out, for example, you go out and you buy a dress, you don't like it, take your back, you get a refund or exchange. Those type of things, those people understand their skills that you need. Because if you go to the shop and be that, argue your case that, I don't like this dress, it's about you putting your case across. That's all a part of law. It's about having the skills. Even if you want to be a lawyer, that's not a problem. You can go on to be a lawyer, you can be a barrister, you can be a legal executive, you can be a lecturer, you can be a teacher, an English teacher, anything. Law opens up the door. Majority of people that study law don't practice law. Majority of people that study it for themselves or to help them. Because if you want to buy a property, you have to go to a lawyer. Just think about it this way. You're paying a lawyer for their knowledge. So you're paying for somebody else's knowledge. So why not acquire it yourself? So name 3 things that you consider to be the most challenging about your chosen career. The arduous work. When my friends are going out, I'm like, oh okay, I've got an assignment to give in, a 2,500 word essay to give in. So I know I can't play it around. Obviously, we all get complacent in our own ways where you're like, what I'll do it later. But as a law student, you have to be consistent. You must be relevant. Sometimes I'll give you an essay on my lecture that's not just enough. I need more. You need to be on point, you need to be on your game, as they say. And another thing that I've learned studying law is slang. Ask my brothers. I'm a person that speaks slang. That was me when I was young. But another thing I've learned about being a lawyer is that the command of the English language, you need to be able to talk properly, you need to be able to speak well, to be able to talk to people, to be able to address people in certain ways, in certain manners. Yeah, third element is knowing that I'll be able to help somebody, because studying law, I've come to witness a lot of cases that people have lost out. And it's just them coming to you, knowing that, okay, I can go to someone and speak to that person and they understand what I'm saying. I'll be able to give them that right, that relevant information, that relevant law that will be able to help them. So, if there's any additional questions that you want, please, I'm around. My name is Nadz. Please come and ask me, because just as you know, my students and myself, I'm learning as well. Thank you.